Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the AtGames Mega Drive Plug and Play system. This device features 10 Sega Mega Drive games built in, and I believe it is an officially licensed product. There are also variants containing 15 and 20 games built in, but this version only has 10. So, let's start off by taking a look at this device, and then we'll come on to the games. The games are built into this controller, and you'll connect it up to your TV using these two RCA cords. You can also hook up another controller for two-player action. It's clear that the design of this controller was based heavily around the 3-button Sega Mega Drive controller. Whilst this controller is yellow and the handles are shaped differently, both controllers have a very similar button layout. You have your D-pad, your A, B and C buttons, and then you have your menu and start buttons. The menu button returns you to the main menu so you can choose another game, and the start button starts the game. Much like the Mega Drive controller, this gamepad is comfortable to use and fits nicely in the hand. The D-pad's fairly reliable, though sometimes when you're pressing down it will move left or right. The buttons are also responsive enough, though they do feel a little cheap. An important question with this kind of system clip is whether it's faithful to the original in terms of video and audio. Unfortunately, the AtGames Mega Drive falls way short. I was comparing the version of Sonic Spinball found on this plug and play to the original cartridge, and graphically the original version was much more vivid, though because I was using RF cables it was a little blurry. Even more startling is the difference in sound quality. The Mega Drive is known for sounding slightly metallic, but this thing just takes it to a whole new level. As you may have noticed, the plug and play uses just one audio cable instead of two, and as a result the audio is severely compromised. So if you're looking for an authentic experience, I'd recommend you play the Mega Drive version of the games. I should point out that this system is battery powered. It uses 4 AA batteries, and the battery life isn't the best, so if you're planning to play this for a long period of time, you may want to have a stash of batteries handy. If you're going away and you want a way to play some great Mega Drive titles, but you don't want to cart a Mega Drive console and the games around, this might come in useful. It's lightweight and compact, and it should fit easily in a suitcase or rucksack. However, if you're at home and you want the real deal, I'd recommend you hunt down an actual Sega Mega Drive or Genesis.
Now, let's take a brief look at the games you get stored inside the AtGames Mega Drive. First up is Sonic & Knuckles, a really fun 2D platformer. It obviously features Sonic the Hedgehog and Knuckles the Echidna, and it's a great example of how Sonic platformers should be. Whilst I'm not sure I like Sonic & Knuckles as much as Sonic 1 and 2, the graphics, soundtrack and controls are up to the high standards set by its predecessors. Unfortunately, there's no way to lock Mega Drive cartridges onto this device, so you can't use the lock-on functionalities of Sonic & Knuckles with Sonic 2 or 3. Next up is Sonic Spinball, a pinball game featuring Sonic the Hedgehog as the ball. It's definitely one of the harder pinball games out there. In fact, I've only ever got as far as the second level out of 4. I like how they adapted features from the Sonic series into the tables. For example, you've got to collect Chaos Emeralds to unlock a boss and progress to the next stage. It's a fairly good looking game, and the physics of the tables feel realistic. It's a shame the plug and play sound capabilities aren't better, because the soundtrack is also stellar. Alien Storm is a side-scrolling beat-em-up, no doubt inspired by the similar Golden Axe. To mix things up, there were some first-person shooter and side-scrolling shooter style sections, and overall it's very solid gameplay-wise. It also scores well in the graphics department, and in my opinion is one of many great side-scrollers on the Mega Drive. Ultra Beast, another side-scrolling beat-em-up, has received rather mixed reviews. Personally, I enjoyed this game, though perhaps it isn't the deepest in terms of gameplay. The graphics aren't anything to write home about, and the game is rather short, there are just 5 levels. However, it's still an enjoyable game to play for a few minutes or so. Columns 3 is very similar in terms of its concept to the original Columns, a game I've previously reviewed. However, this time you're up against an opponent, and you have to defeat each challenger to progress. Other new features include extra magic jewels to help you or hinder your opponent, and a story. You won't find this on the European Sega Mega Drive, so for PAL gamers, this may be the most convenient way to play this game. Or you could download it for the Wii's Virtual Console. It's a great game with solid gameplay, graphics and sound. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine is another puzzle game. Similar to Columns, you have to rotate falling beans so the colours match up with other beans. Once you've matched up 4, they'll disappear. You're competing against an opponent, and you've got to make sure they top out before you. It's another fun, somewhat addictive title. Flicky is a rather obscure game, where you play as Flicky and have to guide smaller birds called chirps to the exit. Thwarting your progress are cats and an iguana, which will kill you if you come into contact with them. It's an interesting concept, but Flicky isn't one of my favourites on this plug and play. Gain Ground, a cross between an action and a strategy game, sees you attempting to reach the exits of levels in the face of enemy fire. Each playable character is armed with both a primary and a secondary weapon, but you can't just go in all guns blazing. You've got to plan your attack and line your character up correctly whilst dodging projectiles, and overall the gameplay is very solid and addictive. Whilst the graphics won't blow you away, the soundtrack is more than adequate and Gain Ground is a lot of fun. Golden Axe 2 is another classic. Playing as one of 3 characters, you must travel through a variety of locations and defeat enemies so you can recover the Golden Axe from Dark Gold. There's also a duel mode, consisting of multiple rounds where you fight against an enemy or a group of enemies, and you have to progress as far as possible. Though this plug and play doesn't really do the game's great soundtrack justice, the gameplay is very solid and a lot of fun. Last but not least is Kid Chameleon, a Mario stealth side-scroller. With some 100 levels, there should be more than enough to keep you busy for some time, and the gameplay is solid and enjoyable. Admittedly, it does little to stand out from the crowd of other platformers, but I still enjoy playing this game. So, this plug and play has an impressive lineup of classic Mega Drive titles. Personal favourites of mine are Sonic Spinball, Columns 3 and Golden Axe 2, and there should be something on this system for everyone. In conclusion, I will give the AtGames Mega Drive Plug and Play 7 out of 10. If you want a light and compact way to carry 10 great Mega Drive games around, then this might be for you. However, if you're looking for an authentic experience, you may want to look elsewhere, as the sound and graphics aren't very impressive. It's a decent enough introduction to the Mega Drive library, but I'd much rather play on an actual Mega Drive. Now, I'm going to ask a fellow YouTuber for his opinion of the AtGames Mega Drive. So, VK, what do you think of the AtGames Mega Drive?
Well, basically, because it does not have a cartridge input, I say stay away. But if you find it at a garage sale or whatever, pawn shop, whatever you guys have over there in America and the United Kingdom, or those awesome pawn shops that we don't have, for $1 or less, why not pick it up? I think it's a nice little collectible, just for display. But there's something about console clones that I just don't like. Like most of the Mega Drive console clones, the audio is really bad.
Yeah, I agree. The audio is bad. But it's kind of good if you're just getting into the Mega Drive, Good introduction, I guess.
Well, I guess for introduction of the games, yes, but And some console clones cost more than something you will be able to find in a garage sale, secondhand store, whatever. So I don't think it's really worth it to get into console clones, except for these plug and plays if they're under $10 or under around £5.
Yeah, if you find one cheap, I'd say pick one up. But if you've already got a Mega Drive, then there's not really much point unless you're going somewhere. Then they're a bit more portable than the Mega Drive, and like taking a load of games and that would be quite a lot of weight. So it does save a bit of space.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on your review, and I'll see you later, man.
So yeah. Okay guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I'll put up another video soon. Bye.